because right now the pizza flippers are on the air.
Mm-hmm.
And can you describe this? It's just a bunch of guys doing...
Right now, they seem to be prepping the dough. I thought maybe that would be done beforehand, and we would just get the flashy tossing.
No, you got to get your hands in the dough to feel out. It's like, when you get the ball before the game, you got to figure out what the ball
That's
feels
true.
like.
They're doing the thing right now where they feel out the ball, like the NBA player.
Okay,
That's
so
actually
do
exactly
you want to
right.
do some sort of play-by-play on how fast this is?
Okay.
Whoa,
here we go.
Explain to
Yes.
the audience on the radio what's happening here. This is about to start. There's a guy with a stopwatch.
They seem to be going to multiple different pieces of dough, giving it a little spin around the finger. Wow, they are good at this. This is the cream of the crop.
Fast.
Wow.
Five pies at once, it looks like.
It's the most skilled thing I think I've seen so far. Wow, they are flipping this. What they're doing is they're trying to grow the dough. It's starting out small, and wow, that thing
Did you see
doubled
that
in
flip?
size quick.
Wow. It's called pizza acrobatics, by the way.
If you're just joining us, that wow is because we're watching people make pizzas on ESPN The Ocho.
This is sad, though. I don't think they actually make the pizza. All this dough. I wonder
No, it's just the flipping of the
what
dough.
happens to the dough?
This is an important question. Do you think it gets sent the same place that those championship T-shirts for teams that don't win championships
It
get
should.
sent? Like, does this dough right now, is it headed to the Dominican as soon as this is over? Or they're just going to ship it down there, and somebody who's wearing, like, Golden State Warriors champions last year's shirt is eating a delicious piece of dough with no cheese on it?
I have to admit, this one doesn't really sizzle like the other ones. This one is...
This one bakes.
This is the trial. Man, remember, this is just the warm-up.
I mean, let the joke sit.
Thank you, guys. I'm trying to think to myself. I'm like, what can possibly be worse than pie making on the radio? And it is when you say these are just the trials and they're practicing. That's what makes it worse. They're not even going right now. We're not even watching the competition of Champion Fast.
prelims.
Not even prelims. They're just
Pre-prelims.
They're just touching the dough. They're throwing the pigskin
layup
around
lines.
in practice. And this is what we're watching on the Ocho right now.
To show the skill of these people, they should have a common folk, maybe a Mike Golick Jr. type, also trying to do what they're doing. Maybe me.
Well,
I'm
wait
just
a minute.
throwing my hat in the
All
ring.
right, let's do this. We got to do this here. Go down to the Clevelander kitchen. Tell them to give you some pizza dough and see if Stugotz can do this during the next segment. We're going to see if Stugotz, how good he is at flip. They make pizza downstairs all the time, so let's figure out how to do that.
Definitely never frozen pizza that they make here.
Not here.
Never.
Not at the Clevelander.
Go find some fresh dough from this restaurant establishment that makes all their pizzas fresh from scratch. You do that
What do you
now.
think? It's DiGiorno's? Is that what you're alleging? It comes out of a box? It'd be funny if we come back here and Stugotz is just spinning one of those boxes on his finger. Stugotz, he's got dough all over his hands. We have found some Clevelander kitchen dough. Stugotz is now going to compete against the people practicing on the Ocho. We've got a picture-in-picture. We will go to Stugotz in a moment as he tries to make a little bit of pizza himself. We're hoping it's a bit of a mess.
Stugotz, can you hear me? Are you there?
I am here, Michael. I'm making a little pizza pie. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Pizza pie.
He has the dough in front of him in place. He is starting to spread it out. Can you describe what you're doing? Are we going to try to do this as quickly as possible?
I am sticking my hand in a cup of flour here. I have flour all over my hands. I'm trying to thin out the pizza pie because that's what pizza makers do.
Stop doing
And then
that.
I'm going to spin it on my fingers. Stop doing what?
Cultural appropriation.
Oh, my bad. All right, so I'm making a pizza.
All right, but you're making it very...
You got to thin it out. You know what I'm saying?
That looks really terrible.
Yes.
You sure? I've seen some of these people doing the pizza put water in their hands to help smooth out the flour.
Right, that'd be helpful. Water would be. I don't have any here,
I'm on
Mike.
it.
Okay, great. Well, that's going to be problematic
Well,
for me.
my issue with the water is that the flour then gets clumpy with your watery hand, so you got to be careful there.
Well, at this point, all that he has done is sort of made, after much effort, much stretching, he's sweating a little bit. He has made basically half a quesadilla. He is not very close to a pizza pie in any way. What he has made is a tiny, tiny, thin quesadilla.
Oh, it's starting to stretch out now,
maybe
Dano. I
maybe-
got some water. I mean, this is amazing. I'm going to cut my fingers off to put some sausage on it in a second. How about this? It's stretching out here. It's getting thinner. It's liquidy. It's water. I'm going
But
to
it's
spin it on my
taking
fingers
forever. I thought, are you going to spin it soon? Is there going to be some spin?
I'm going to spin it on my finger.
Okay, well, because we need it to get bigger because right now
Bigger.
it is just a fajita. It's just, it's a tiny.
Make a taco with that.
there is no. You are very slow. These people got their pizza big and round in about 4 seconds. You are still pounding the
There are
turf
holes in my pizza.
Why did we add water?
because he said it demanded water. He said that it was important to have water.
He lied.
Okay, but what at any
Oh
point?
my gosh.
That almost looks inappropriate.
Pizza pie.
Don't do that anymore. Please don't do that anymore.
Do what? You want me to stop making pizza?
The cultural. The cultural appropriation. You're not making pizza. Oh, now you're making.
Oh, flip.
What happened?
He just tried to flip it.
It's got a bunch of holes. There it
Got
is.
flour all
It looks
over it.
like the Scream mask. Okay, very good. Excellent. It also looks like a pair of underwear. The chaps, the assless chaps. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, just a total
Delicious.
catastrophe.
Pizza pie.
Can you eat raw dough?
Nothing
I don't think so.
Did he just eat raw
Yeah,
dough?
he's eating it.
Chewing it.
This is what he does when he's drowning. He just starts eating things.
It's wrapped around his hand and he's eating it out of his hand.
Kind of looks like the bottom of Antonio Brown's foot.
It does. This segment
We
worked
have run
well.
out of space for all of our awards.